I'm going to show you how to create this sort of design. It doesn't have to be the exact same, with the shapes and the triangles and all that, and also a bit of CC on the players, because some people have asked me about that. So first thing, you want to create a new document, so new or Control or Command N, and I always have my width and height something like that with 300 pixels between them. I'm just going to call it Pogba tutorial. Make sure your color is on RGB, and I like my resolution at 300. And then hit create. Yeah, okay. So I'll have some guides. I'll have some guides, you won't. So what you want to do then after that is select, or not select, but find images of the player or whatever you're going to use to put into the design. So I've already found those. They're here, and I'm just going to drag and drop them. And the first one is one of him dribbling, and the second one is just like a close-up of him. I can put the images in the link in the description if you want. So I'm just going to go ahead and mask these out. I have a video on masking, which I'll put up as like a little swipe thing, so make sure to check that out. I've masked them out, and then you want to kind of place them where you think they want to fit. So I'm just gonna kind of see where I've put them on here. So that one's kind of there, and it's over it as well. It's a bit bigger, maybe like that. And okay, that's pretty good. Right, then you want to add in your shapes. Well, not all your shapes, just some of them. So I'm first going to add in this big one at the bottom, which starts. So there's quite a few ways to do this. You can use the polygon tool like this, and then just change the number in the property slider like that until you get the right number. But I'm going to use the pen tool or the polygonal lasso tool, which you can get to by Shift L and toggling between that. So it starts at around there, which is 1600. You don't need to be this precise. Okay, that would be good. And something like 2, 5. Okay. So you just put a point and drag it like that. It's pretty good. And then just go around and connect it back up. And then you want to add a new layer and make sure your thing is selected. Go to edit and fill, and just choose any color. I'm going to go with 50% grey for now, until, yeah, that's pretty good. Then you want to add in this triangle or whatever shape you want to put there. Same process there. And this one took me a bit more time to get the angle and everything right. but it's something like this. Yeah, that's pretty good. And fill. Let's go with a black for this one. Command D. Right, we're just going to put it behind Pogba for now. So first, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the grass, because down here at his like feet and everything, that doesn't look so good. So to do that, I'm just going to duplicate the image of him, hit Command J, and that's going to go under, and I'm going to delete the mask, and hit Command I. I'm going to go to my brush and make it fairly big, and then I'm going to put it on like nearly flat, and I want to make sure it's soft, high opacity, fairly low flow, and you're just going to paint white around him like that. Yeah, and then now you want to put it on full, bring the opacity down as well, and then go to black and just brush away at it at the edges to give it like a really soft edge. Like that. Then zoom out. Okay, right now it doesn't look so good, but we're not going to stress too much about that right now. And we're going to just label this as grass. Okay. Okay, now we're going to add a camera raw filter to our images. So you want to make sure they're a smart object before you do this. So go to filter, camera raw filter, and it will load up, and just want to zoom in to the correct like size. Okay, and then just start out with your numbers. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to copy, and I'm just going to show you what I used. So that goes there. And just resize him a bit. Like that. And it will load, and just delete that. Call this Pogba 2. Okay, so the settings for the dribbling Pogba on the camera are here. So contrast is at -26, highlights are all the way down, and shadows are at 57, whites are all the way down, and blacks are all the way up. Texture is at 17, clarity is at 18, and dehaze is at -1. Then I put the vibrance to -13. So those are my settings for this image. I didn't add any sharpening or any other effects, no. But usually when I do player treatment, I try to create this like orangey, not orangey look, but a sort of look where I don't have to explain it. Never mind. It's it's not high contrast, it's high contrast, but it's very tanned, if you don't know. Never mind. Hit cancel. Okay, and then the settings for the other guy will be pretty similar. Pogba, big one. And then we'll just put him in here. Loading. Okay, gonna resize him. So that probably goes like there. And then if it's a bit faster. Okay, so the settings for this are, as I said, probably going to be very similar, yeah. So the contrast this time is added contrast, 19, highlights again negative 100, shadows are increased to 26, and white and blacks are contrasted, texture 18, clarity 39, dehaze is 20, no vibrance or saturation. Okay, right, after that we're gonna what do you call it, we're going to change the color of these shapes. So what I'm going to do is I've used a gradient here. I'm going to copy the gradient, and then I'm going to show you how to add that gradient. So it's on this one here. So to add a gradient, what you want to do is you can either hit G on your keyboard, and then you have all these tools, but then you can't re-edit it. So what I do is I go to your adjustments and go to gradient at the top, right, and then click on this, and then you get all these options. So I'm just going to show you what my ones were. So first I set my style to linear, set to radial, and it makes it like a circle, and my angle is at 40 for this panel here, and everything else I didn't touch. And then I went to this and I put so I removed the white thing that was up here, and I put a black one. I made the opacity 100, and then the first color is this hex code, and then you just find the right color for you that you want to match, then hit OK. And the second color is a lighter version, because you're trying to create this like dark to light image, not image, but setting. And then yeah, you can see it's just lighter, so you can either just drag it up like that, and then okay, cancel, cancel. Right, so then what you're seeing now is you've got this nice blue gradient, but the grass doesn't match it. So then all you've got to do for that is just copy this. So hit Command C, go to the grass and hit Command or Control V, and then clip it. So hold Alt or Option and hover between it and just click like that. And you want to then go to your blend mode, because now you see that the grass is just completely gone, and you want to find the right blend mode. I think it's something like the color. No, I don't think it's color. No, you just have to like go through, I think it was this one. Yeah, it might have been that one. Let me just check. Grass. Yeah, like I've said this before in my videos, you just have to make sure, you just have to always be labeling your you just have to always be labeling your layers, because if you want to go back, it makes it like really useful. So okay, so then that doesn't match clearly, so then you want to add levels or curves. I use levels most of the time, and then just adjust it until it looks right. So I'm just going to darken it a bit like that, and then I'm going to add a color balance. Where is, there we go, clip it, and then just find the right setting. Okay, that's pretty good. And then you want to go back to your grass mask and go to the very edges, and you want to use a grass brush if you have one. Again, I can put a link in the description for a download to that. And then make sure your thing's on black, and you want to make your opacity and flow at 100, and then just go at the back with it like that, to give it like there's actually grass in the back. So like that, and then again you want to just switch back to your soft brush like that and make it bigger, and we're just going to make the edges even softer. Like this. Okay, that's pretty nice. And then once you've done that, we're now gonna add a gradient to the other. Okay, so I've added my gradient, and this time it's a bit more for contrast. So I'll just show you how I did that again. Again, you just make it darker, one side darker, one side lighter. You can make both sides more extreme of their brightness. Then obviously you want to mess with the angle until you get it right. Like it takes, when I was doing this, I was just messing around with stuff, seeing what looks best. And then you want to add in a logo to clip over this, or something to put over this. I just put a logo, so I have my logo here. I'm just going to drag and drop that in, and then you just bring it on top, and I'm just going to make it big because I want to make this, I want to get a certain look, and you just hit enter, and then you just want to go to the right blending mode. So if oh no, wrong, I got the wrong image. I looked up something like Manchester United logo, black and white. Yeah, and you just copy and paste it into it. I've already done all that, and there, here it is. And then you just decrease the opacity a bit as well. Right, so once you have got your sort of image going, you then want to add in your other shape. So the other shape is just going to be a polygon like this, and when you're doing it you want to hold shift to make it scale properly like that. I'm going to make it pretty big, and then I'm just going to reduce the number of sides to 5, and I'm just going to move it like that and rotate it like that or something. Can't remember how I put it. Yeah, I'm just going to copy and paste that in to get like a more accurate representation, and I'm just going to fill that with that colour. Okay, so once you, how does that go? It goes like there, and that goes under the big Pogba wherever he is here. Oh, yeah. Okay. So then again, it's just adding a gradient to it. So I'm just going to skip to that again. Put that gradient in, and then after you do that, you're going to add some strokes to it. And what I mean by that are these like outlines to it. And we're also going to do that to the Pogba guy. So I'm going to show you the Pogba one because that's the most complex, and then I'm just going to skip to the next part. So if you go to the Pogba and we add, let's use a pen tool, and you're just going to make like an outline really rough, and you just want to like have as many rough edges as possible to give it this like weird look, not weird but cool look. Yeah, and you want to match the way his body or whatever or whoever you're cutting out looks like. Make selection, enter, add, and fill with 50% grey. Let's see, okay, and then you can always just change it. Edit, fill. When you're filling something, you need to make sure you've selected it. So to do that, just hold over the icon and hit Control or Command, then hit fill. Right, let's go to color and make it a light white, off-white. Yeah, that should do. And then if I just slightly decrease the opacity on it, something like that, it's pretty good. And then you just do the exact same thing for the shapes. I'm just going to group those and call it Pogba Big. Right, so I'm going to skip and when I've done that for all the other shapes. So I've done it for the shapes I want to add it to, and now we're going to add our text. So for that, I'm just going to go to the top. First I'm going to put everything into groups so everything's nice and organized. Pogba small, and it's great to create shortcut for groups and converting to smart objects, so make sure you do that. It's another good tip. Grass, and we're gonna Pogba grass. And any layer you don't need, you can just delete, and call this triangle, I know, base shape, and this is polygon shape, right? So for the text, just get your text tool and just draw your text box, and then for what I'm going to do, I'm going to use an NBA font, so I have it saved as like Cavs or something. So NBA, yeah, NBA, and what is it, Paul, and then just for the spacing, I'm going to make like little space. I want little spacing like that, and then I'm just going to make fit box and done, and hit Command T, Control or Command T, make it really big. Must be too big. How big is it? Okay, that's good enough. And then you're going to hit Command T and you're going to hit Shift to remove the scaling, and you're just going to drag up a bit to make it even taller, like that. Okay, and then you're going to add a smaller one. I can also put the font downloads in the bio as well, and the font I use for the name is called that's way too big, wait, text, just call this one Pogba. It's called Sagana. Like that, and I'm just going to put that. So I'm just going to add a bit more spacing to it. Why is it just because condensed, and that's weird. That is quite weird. I'm just going to copy the text from the other document in. No, this one isn't condensed. Command C and just Command V, and I'm just going to bring that to like there, and then align it nicely. That. And then to get the stroke effect on this, you want to just remove the fill, double click on the pool, go to stroke and put like a good amount of pixels, like 4 or something. There you go. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the jersey colors because this is just a tutorial, so you need to know how to make the design, and if you want the jersey swap thing, I can do that, but I'm not going to do it in this video because that'll make it really long. Okay, then all we have to add, okay, I'll add the other text as well. For Pogba. The other text is just down at the bottom here, and it's just a long line, and the font for this is a really good font. It's called Akira Expanded. Where is it? And I'm just gonna it's called Akira Expanded. I really like it for graphic design because it's just a good font. It's like a reliable font. Currently the size is quite big, so I'll just reduce that. Doesn't look like that looks good. And then we want really a load of spacing. And then I'm just going to put the team Manchester United FC. I'm just going to move that to the bottom. I don't think that this the FC thing really fits in the composition where I've put it, but oh well. Yeah, okay. Then all we have to do is that other shape. So it's the same thing. This time I did use the polygonal tool, and I just made a shape, and I put the number of sides to 3 and just rotated it like that. If this thing could be a bit faster. Okay, and then I just brought it across, made it a bit bigger. I think it goes something like that. Because what I do is I align it with the A, like that. So I'm just going to make it bigger. Enter. And then I'm going to skip to the part where I start doing some more player treatment. So I'm going to do the gradient and all that and skip to the player treatment. Yeah, so I just forgot to mention about these triangles here, these triangles. So again, it's just you make some triangles with the polygon tool, put them in, and then you add a gradient and you mask each one out. So here's the gradient. I just put a polygon and clipped it to it, and then in the polygon, what you want to do is you hold Command over each triangle, and then you just mask it out with your black thing so that it doesn't get in the way. So now I can show you the CC, more CC for the players. So I'm just going to show it to you on this design, so I can right. So this is not CC. This is the jersey swap. So yeah, that is pretty much the whole design. It's really pretty simple in my opinion. So I think where is it? Yeah. Okay. So I think again, this is another one where it's just about imagining stuff and just putting it into Photoshop. one thing I am going to show you is I'm going to show you the so this is like final CC. So what I have is I have these two are like the starting point. So I added some curves, like that, with these points, and I added some color balance, which like it doesn't look like much difference, but when you're designing and you look at it, you can kind of see how much of a difference it makes. And then as you saw on my Instagram or on the speed art, I have this washed out blue, which is just simply a hue and saturation. It's colorized, and these are the values. So if you want to get that, you can do that. And then I also have a green version, and that's just a color lookup. So to do that, you just go to adjustment layers and you go to color lookup. Then what I've used is a 2strip.look. It's an Adobe given one. And then you can get a washed out green by adding that hue and saturation layer back on. So yeah, that's the entire design. A tutorial on how to make designs like this. I'm going to do the Cameron Hildreth one as well, and I might do the Yuki Tsunoda one, the F1 driver, maybe. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also comment down below if this helped you, or if there's anything else you want to see. Thanks.